Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a test. There's a major hurricane that is in the Gulf of Mexico.
The winds have really picked up here significantly over the last half hour or so.
The worst of the storm has now reached New Orleans. This is the moment we've been talking about, dreading.
I'm wondering how long these levees are going to hold on Lake Pontchartrain.
City absolutely devastated.
The vast majority of New Orleans, Louisiana is underwater. Tens of thousands of homes and businesses are beyond repair. A lot of the Mississippi Gulf Coast has been completely destroyed. Mobile is flooded. We are dealing with one of the worst natural disasters in our nation's history.
This is life and death. There's just no doubt about it.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating, is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area.
I want to thank Senator Frist and Senator Reid for their extraordinary efforts.
To listen to politicians thanking each other and complimenting each other, I got to tell you, there are a lot of people here who are very upset.
The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
And all the families crying when the Reverend Father says, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
New Orleans, the city of spirits. A city as resilient as it is exuberant. When you visit New Orleans, there's a sense of impermanence in the air, the electric promise of calamity, a sudden and divine realization that we are mortal, not built to last. From dust we emerged, and into dust we shall return. The Greek poet Lafcadio Hearn once said, "It is better to live here in sackcloth and ashes than to own the entire state of Ohio." If you've ever been to New Orleans, then you've no doubt witnessed the indelible spark of its people. The unrelenting desire to not just survive, but to live. Not to live a normal life, but something much grander than that. To live each night like it could be your last. That's how the people of New Orleans live. They have tasted the floodwaters, stood in the rubble of their shattered homes, lost friends and family to catastrophe.
I should have died when I was young. Could this really be the end? Please remember me as I was. You'll never see my face again.
To quote David Benioff's Achilles, the gods envy us because we are mortal, because each moment could be our last. Everything is more beautiful because we are doomed. In the heart of the famous Bywater neighborhood stands a mural which exclaims, "Your joy inscribed itself on the sidewalk, and it has never been washed away." In the heart of the Bywater lies also Studio B's famous exhibit, Ephemeral, Eternal. Ephemeral meaning temporary, fleeting, or impermanent, and eternal meaning forever, infinite, without end or beginning. I leave you now with a quote from The Dirty Coast. After the water is drained, the brown turns back to green, and there it is, loud and clear, the soul of our city. Nothing can wash it away. It isn't found in buildings or infrastructure, in businesses or slogans. It is within each of us who make New Orleans an amazing place to live. New Orleans is a city that helps you understand the human spirit, that inexplicable, unquantifiable thing within each of us that drives us. If you do not understand the importance of New Orleans, perhaps it can be said that you do not understand the importance of humanity. Why would we bother to rebuild a city that will inevitably disappear beneath the waves? Why attempt to preserve a land which is doomed?
Please remember me as I was. Never see my face.
To quote Mark Twain, it has been said that a Scotchman has not seen the world until he has seen Edinburgh, and I think that I may say that an American has not seen the United States until he has seen New Orleans. Perhaps you think that these are all exaggerations. I would urge you to go visit New Orleans and see for yourself. But do not delay. This magnificent city could be gone in our lifetime, swallowed whole by the insatiable waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Perhaps one day, many years from now, you will climb into your car with your family and make your way south, near Baton Rouge, if there's anything left of it then, and you will pause for a moment as you look out into the Gulf of Mexico. You'll point out at the watery horizon and say, "There lies the greatest city in America." There beneath the waves, where the artists and poets returned, long after the flood had passed. The place that always called you back. Even now, the land of rebirth, the city of spirits.
What it means to miss New Orleans and miss it in night and day. I know how that runs, the feeling getting stronger the longer I stay away. Mr. Markley Fine, the dark sugar pine, the mockingbird seem to sing. But I like to see the lazy Mississippi hurrying into spring. Oh, the moonlight on the bayou, a Creole tune that fills the air.
Yeah, most definitely, because tomorrow isn't promised. I'm losing, I've lost plenty of close friends that, people who you weren't expecting to lose, it just tell you to live each day, like you said, live each day like it's your last, because you never know. You never know.